then let's get started. And let's get started with how it all started. For those who are not in the picture from the beginning, it actually all started with Chris Alexander. I think he's not in this round today because he's off to Scotland with his girlfriend, but he's very happy about that. He's been waiting a long time for this to happen. And he posted, like, I don't know, 4 to 5 weeks ago, a really heartbreaking post, which really moved me. And he said, as someone who is still treading water in the translation profession, one thing I would dearly love is my own client base. He was hoping to have regular work from agencies by now, but his arms are beginning to get a little tired. There are sharks and jellyfish and crabs that appear to be sharing his choppy water with. And he would like to start winning clients, and was just asking for advice if anybody can tell him what you do to win clients. And all I did, I just wrote a little comment and said, oh, Chris, let's have a chat. We've been doing this for 22 years, and if you like, we can talk. And under my comment, there were like 6 other comments saying, yeah, I would like to talk as well. And this is how it started, that I said, okay, then let's not talk one-to-one, but let's talk in the big round. And we will just do a little round table, like a virtual round table, just discussing what we do to win clients. And this is how it all began. And from then, yeah, it took off. And what really occurred to me in the talks and in the meetings with the people I talked to, that there are so many out there struggling to fill their days with work as freelance translators, and that so many of them of you are dreaming of full order books, have a lot of time, or much more time they could spend working, or would like to make more money in the time they dedicate to their work, and they look for the perfect clients they really enjoy working with. They want to translate a beautiful text that they really enjoy translating, and not some stupid stuff you have to do to earn money. Yeah, most of the translators I've talked with, and I know me including, you know, you have the feeling that you have marvelous linguistic skills, and that you really want to create beautiful texts that are read by thousands or even millions of people all around the world. You know, you could do it, but somehow you don't really reach the right clients. And of course, the most important thing is that you can make a living, and not only a living, but a good living from the translation skills that you've worked so hard to acquire. And after all, it's the profession you love. And there is nothing better that can happen to you actually than having a profession you love. Yeah. In talking to Chris and the others, it became clear to me how lucky I have been actually. But maybe it was not just luck. I think there was also some good strategy, hard work, of course. But this is my story, how it all started out. So I remember the day exactly when it all happened, or when it all began. It was the 12th of August in 2002, so 20 years ago. I was still really blood young, as we say in German, as you can see in the picture. And since that day, we really have been fully booked every single day. So fully booked that on many days, I said, oh my God, I wish, I never said I wish I had less work, but I said, it's just incredible that I don't even get a day's rest. Yeah. I remember that day so precisely because it was the day of the Great Flood here in Germany. And I was really sitting at the desk in my little living room, because I didn't have a proper office back then. I just had a laptop on my knees. And I was looking outside out of the window, and there was a little stream, and the water was like rising and rising and rising by the minute, and it ended up in a real bad flood here in Germany. But this is why I remember the day so vividly, because it was really a day no one in Germany forgets. It all went well with the water, but you know, I I'm a big believer in metaphors, and talking about it just now, it actually started the flood of work, yeah, that came upon us, yeah. So one day I will write a book about the power of metaphors, but I need to have more time before I can do that. And on that very day, I wrote a very simple email to 600. Remember this number, because I've talked to some translators and they say, yeah, I've sent out some emails, and when I ask how many, well, 10 or 15 is not enough. Yeah, I wrote to 600 translation agencies around the globe. I had found the addresses in a database. I still remember what it was called. It was called Tranmail. I looked for it again just 2 weeks ago in preparation of this webinar. It doesn't exist anymore. I still have the addresses, but no worries. Such databases are still out there today. Yeah, and out of the 600 translation agencies that I contacted, 100 replied. Within 1 month, 40 of them became my clients, and 20 years later, we still work with many of them. So, and this is actually quite a cool story, because you see, you don't need hundreds of clients. Yeah, you need a handful of good clients, and if you do your work right, then you will keep them, and you won't need to win new clients like every day, every month. Yeah. Okay. Today, we are a team of 3 translators and 1 project manager. This is Marlene, who is also in this round. We have had a solid 6-figure turnover for the past 15 years. And we translate for 59 of the top 100 brands in the world. Many of them even trust us as their preferred translators. So this is a status which is really cool if you've reached that, because even if you don't have the time and you have to tell your agency client that you can't stick to the deadline, or you can't keep the deadline, if the end client is asking for you in particular, the agency will make things possible to stretch your deadline, because they know they want to work with Sternkopf and not with anyone else. So this is like the little, I turned this into, you know, once you have found your USP, yeah, your unique selling proposition, you don't need to look any further. So I am actually using this kind of advert for years, and it still works. Yeah, just telling people we translate for 9 of the top 10, and 57 is actually 59 now of the top 100 black brands in the world. You needn't say much more. Yeah, so people will trust you and that you know what you do. This is just a quick glance, because if you ask me how did I find out we translated for 59, well, important, not direct clients. Yeah, they all come in. They have all come in via agencies. Yeah, so this would be really cool. Yeah, if Google called me directly and said, Sylva, we need your services, it usually goes via agencies. And I found this in the Interbrand study of the top 100 global black brands. It's published every year, and we just made the fun of it, of just circling the brands that we have been translating for in the past 20 years, and it's so everything where there's an orange box around it, we've worked for them. And this is really cool. You don't need much more to convince a client. So keep this in mind. Just a bit more about our story. I've always had the dream of translating a book. I fulfilled this dream in 2012. I think it was a horrible book. It was a horror novel. But it was, I didn't care. I wanted to translate a book, and I translated a book, and it even made it to #1 in the horror category on Amazon, which made me really proud. I also wrote my own book in English and marketing. This was actually my PhD thesis, which I published in 2004. It is a boring scientific book, but now I'm fulfilling my other dream, which is to write a cool book, and I'm actually working on this just now. And it will come out, but it will be in German first, maybe I'm going to write a book in English about how to be fully booked as a freelance translator or something like that. So yeah. Okay, I wanted to show you this as well because most translators always say, well, I'm hiding behind my screen and I don't want to go out and nobody's interested in translators anyway. We made it into the BBC, into the GQ magazine, into German ZDF and RTL TV stations. Yeah, so it is possible. Yeah, if you just have to tell your story. This is actually the gist that it all comes down to. Always tell your story, and all of you have an interesting story. I can see it when I see your faces. Okay. The FIFA logo is there because this is something I'm pretty proud of, that we were the, what's it called? Richard, you need to help me again. Die Bandenwerbung. I keep forgetting this word.
Broadcast rights, or the official sponsor, preferred provider.
Well, no, in the stadium, you know, if you
the banner advert, banner advert. Pitch side adverts.
You all know what I mean, yeah. You have the football stadium and the word side, that you could read there.
The pitch side adverts or something. Yeah, yeah. I think everyone knows what you mean. Yeah. Sorry.
Okay. Cool. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Also, magazines, I can only encourage you to do some press work, especially the local press. They will jump at you as translators because you are interesting for them. Yeah, you work for the world. You translate for the whole world. This is an interesting story for any local regional newspaper. The picture you see here, it's our team with all the kids. So you see, it's also possible to have a life and be a translator and to have lots of kids. So I have 4. I'm a mother of 4. Yeah, it's a good job to have kids because you can actually work when you want, as long as your deadline allows. And I've even been the title girl, the cover girl for one of our business magazines here in Germany. Yeah. I've also trained lots of translators during the past 20 years. My professor from university, he's been a very true soul and yeah, always asked me to do some courses at university in linguistics and translation. And he also came with all the guests he had from all over the world. He always came to me and said, Sylva, you have to tell them how you did or how you do your business. And yeah. It's been more than 300 translators by now that I've trained. Okay, clients have also been happy. This is actually the most important point, and I'm showing this to you to actually get to the first of the 10 secrets I promised you to share with you today. And I'm starting with secret number 2. Because secret number 1 comes later. I will keep the best for last. Secret number 2 is collect your references. Yeah, this is what I showed you, or why I showed you before our list of the top 100 brands. Whenever you translate for a cool brand, take a note. Yeah, keep it, because otherwise you will keep forgetting it. Maybe you also want to have a look at the interbrand collection that you can Google it, you will find it. Maybe you translate it also for 5 of the top 100 global brands. It's such a cool thing you can tell your clients, yeah? So collect your references, treasure them, talk about them, yeah? I know that most of us, or many of us, are bound by non-disclosure agreements and that we are not allowed to say who we worked for. Yeah, I would never publish this, but in a private conversation, I think you can talk about it. Yeah, and we are pretty private here, aren't we? So I would never put it on my website. Yeah, but if you say you have a one-on-one conversation with a client, or you're sending them your presentation, I think it's perfectly safe to include this, because this was one of the questions that came up in the Q&A of the last round. Am I allowed to publish this? Okay, I'm trying to get the screen bigger, but no, I just keep it as it is. Okay. Secret number 3, this is why I showed you the little stars where I have collected this one. Whenever a client sends me some sort of praise, some sort of positive feedback, I have a Word document and we always copy it and save it in there. And that's so important. It's an easy thing to do. You can also actively ask for feedback. If you say, oh, I've never got anything of this kind, just encourage your clients to send it to you. And often it's just a small question and saying, did you like my job? Was the client happy? This again encourages your conversation with the client, which is good. And if they send you something like, the translation is superb, very idiomatic and good marketing language, save it for later, use it, put it on your website, put it in your email signature, turn it into a post on LinkedIn or Facebook. Tell people about how good you are. Don't be shy. Don't say, oh, I can't do that. People will like it. Yeah. Okay. So tell others about it. Stories or stories on Instagram or Facebook are also a perfect place where to use this. Maybe I wouldn't always turn this into a post. People will get bored if you tell them every day how wonderful you are. But in the story, it's fine. Just a screenshot up in the story, finished and done. Okay. Secret number 4. This is actually one of the hardest parts. Know what makes you unique. But once you've found it, it's so good to have it, and also for yourself, so good to know. As what I said before, my USP, my unique selling proposition, or actually, I like to call it the golden key. It's much more than this boring word USP. Nobody understands what it is, at least not in Germany. We are using this all the time in advertising, but no German understands unique selling proposition. But if you call it your golden key, which opens the door to your clients, it's clear which value it has. So for us, it has worked really nicely to say we translate for 59 of the top 100 brands in the world, or for 9 of the top 10. I don't know, you can drop me a note what you find sounds better. It would really interest me. What's the cooler version of it, the more impressing one. So big question, how do you find out? My first answer, I really mean it, ask your heart, really. So if you're really honest to yourself, the first thing that comes to your mind, if you close your eyes and say, ask yourself, what makes me special? There will be one answer in your head. Write this down. Maybe you do this right after waking up at 6 in the morning. You wake up and ask yourself, why am I special? Write it down. Ask yourself every day. And if the same answer has come like for 3 days, it's the right one. And then think about what you can make out of that. If it still feels a bit hard to find the right answer, you can ask yourself some good guiding questions. For example, what do you enjoy most? Because it is always good to do what you love best, what you love most. It's no use translating medical texts if you actually hate medicine. Or if you say I would rather be a literature translator. Then ask yourself, why are you doing this? Why are you a translator? And stay true to your why. You know what I mean? If you say, well, I'm just doing it to earn money, I'd rather be a nanny, then you should be a nanny and not a translator. Because otherwise you won't get happy with what you do. And if you're happy with what you do, you will always be good with what you do. It just all goes together. And the best question I always ask people when they are not sure about what to do in their life or what's the right way is, what did you want to become when you were a child? So I think this is a very strong and powerful question, because and also with the translators I talked to in the last 3 weeks following my first webinar. You know that all of them said, I've always wanted to be a translator. All of them said, it's always been my dream to do what I'm doing now. And this is so beautiful, if people say that, then I know they are right in their job. Yeah, that's actually the most important thing. Yeah, keep that in mind. And if you say, I've always wanted to be a translator, or I've always wanted to be a writer, maybe there's also something else you can add to your current services, because there is some hidden potential inside you that wants to get out. Yeah, and that's so interesting to dig this free. Yeah, it's a good question to ask yourself. Tip number 3, how to find out: ask your clients. This is a really strong point. We hardly do this, but I did this in the preparation for some offers I've made. I have designed like some courses, a storytelling course, and and I just went about and asked my favorite clients. I asked my favorite clients. Of course, they were full of praise, and I also asked 2 clients that I had lost. And the good thing was actually that to find out that I hadn't lost them because they didn't like my work. I had lost them because there were some external things like new boss, and new boss had a friend who had a translation and advertising agency, and the friend of the boss had to get the job, you know. But then they were even more full of praise for my work and said, we would have loved to continue working with you, but we couldn't. Yeah, so do it. Yeah, whenever a client, you send out a job. Yeah, client doesn't react, you ask him, are you happy with my job? Was the client happy? Did you like what I did? Yeah, and if you have a good relationship with the project manager, just add another question. Why did you like it? Yeah, what do you like about working with me? And take this as a big inspiration for yourself. You can use this for your advertising, yeah, for your own promotion. It's very powerful. Yeah, and if all of that doesn't work or help, you can still ask me. I'm usually pretty good at seeing what makes people special. It's something I enjoy most. I usually take like 5 minutes, and I know. Okay. Yeah. This is a good place to say thanks a million to Chris, who I introduced at the very beginning, and also Alison. Oh, I don't know how to pronounce it. It's a Scottish name. I always mix it up. Scotch is the whiskey, right? Yeah. Somebody show me thumbs up. So Scottish, yeah. Okay. Scottish name. He's also one of them. He still has like a daytime job and wants to start as a translator. And we've had a very inspiring talk, and they were actually the 2 people who first made me aware that there are so many people out there who would love to be a full-time translator and just don't know where to get jobs. Yeah. Okay. But then I've been thinking, I've been asked to do like a webinar like this before, but really and honestly, I didn't want to do this because I really believed, why would people want to become a translator now, this year in 2022? Yeah, because you definitely won't get rich. Yeah, you will earn a good living, but you won't get rich. Second, and this is true, nobody knows if the profession of a translator has a future. Yeah, we all know about artificial intelligence, about machine translation, about post editing. It's a question I've been asking myself for years, but I am not afraid of it any longer, because I have come to the conviction that even if the traditional translator won't be needed anymore in 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, there will always be work for people with the skills that all of us have. Yeah, we can do so much more than translating. We can all write, for example. Yeah, and writing good text is nothing that a machine will ever be able to do as good as a human, for example. Yeah, we can negotiate between people from different countries. Yeah, we can build bridges between continents. Yeah, what we're just doing now. Yeah, so also to the young people here in this round, yeah, who are still studying to become a translator, I think there is a big future for all of us. Yeah, but I have been asking this question seriously to myself, and now I have the answer that it's still worth doing this, but it kept me from doing something like that for a long time. And also, being a translator is pretty hard work, but I would like to focus on pretty, yeah? So not on the hard work, but on pretty hard work, yeah? Because being a translator is a fantastic job, yeah? And this is actually the place where I would like to ask you to write in the chat, yeah, why do you love being a translator? Yeah, what is your reason? I just listed a couple. Yeah, remote work. You can translate from anywhere in the world, so it's ideal for digital nomads and travelers. I think in this very round, there was one young lady who logged in like an hour early because I don't know if I don't see her now, and even on my big screen. But she was German, yeah, you definitely, and another lady, she was German, and she logged in from La Gomera, yeah. So it would be interesting to know, do you live there and translate into German? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah, this is a cool job, a cool lifestyle you can fulfill by being a translator. Yeah. It's also ideal for working from home, yeah, for young moms and everyone who loves their garden and who don't want to commute into London every day from 9 to 5, yeah. It's also a great job to start your own business. I've never been clear about that, but then I had a friend who wanted to open a carpenter's shop, and he had to buy machines for 300,000 euros, yeah, before he could even start. We need to buy a laptop, yeah, most of us have this already, so we're lucky, yeah. I think a very strong reason for all of us is that we turned our passion into a profession, yeah, and I think that in spite of the rise of artificial intelligence, the market demand is still huge, yeah. Good freelancers, good translators are always needed, even if it might shift from translating from scratch more towards post-editing, which I hate, by the way, but I know lots of translators who say, well, it's a cool way to earn money. You're quick, the machine helps you. You just have to look over it and make a couple of changes. Yeah. Yeah. You're always in at least virtual contact with great people from all over the world. So look at what we're just doing right now. Yeah. And the community of translators is very active, not only in social networks, but also in the real world. I will show you a very nice example then, or is it here? Yes, this one of my success stories from last month of benefits that being a translator has, apart from earning money with it. This is my son, or better, my son's feet, and he came to me, and yeah, he's the typical, is it Generation X or what is he? He was born in 2000, yeah, so he's vegetarian, he only wears barefoot shoes, yeah, he only drinks still water, so very unlike his mother. And he wanted those barefoot shoes, and he had them before, and he wanted to get another pair because his feet had bigger. And he looked the whole world on the internet, and he found them only in one country in the whole world. This was Finland. And he came to me and said, Mama, do you know anyone in Finland? And I said, no, I don't. Then I kept thinking, and said, well, just a couple of days ago, I connected to a Finnish translator, Tuliki. I don't know if she's in this round today. Yeah, and I thought, why not? So I just dropped her a note, yeah, and I said, Tuliki, I know it's a strange question as a first contact, but I would like to order some shoes in Finland, but they can only be delivered to Finland, and you would have to send them by post to Germany. Would you do that? And she said, yeah, cool, why not? Yeah, so we ordered the shoes. She even helped us with filling out the order form in Finnish. Yeah, it was only there in Finnish. I would never have been able to do it myself. Yeah, and the shoes arrived. And she even wrote that she also has a son who likes those shoes. And I don't know if it really came to it, but she said, my son also wants those shoes. So at the end of the day, we made like 4 people happy just because we have been connected on LinkedIn as translators. Yeah, but we could have opened a shoe shop as well. So in a nutshell, you definitely won't get rich as a translator, but you can succeed in turning your passion into a profession, and you can make a good living out of it. I will try to show you how, from the translator's perspective, and also with the eyes of an agency owner, yeah, because as I said before, I have been running our boutique translation agency with 3 translators and a project manager, and we get like emails from translators all over the world, like every day, maybe some days 5 to 10, and it's your job to stand out from the crowd, yeah, so not be one of the 10, but the one we remember. I found a really cool thing on the internet. I would like to let me try something. This is tricky now because I would like to share different screen. Just bear with me for a second. I hate this if I have to navigate the whole world here. Not so easy. I will go back. I will do it the traditional way. Richard, my life insurance, are you still there? Can you do you see my presentation now?
I see it. Sorry, I see it. Yes.
With a side thing, yeah.
Which
right?
is your way? It says which is your way.
Yeah. That's right. That's the right thing. Yeah. But do you see the side?
Yes.
Bar as well?
We see the slides on the sides, number 22 of 62.
This is not so nice. Just give me another second. Just 1 second. Tack. Okay. So you shouldn't experiment when you're on a live presentation. Here we go. I found a really cool graphic. You can check it out if you're. It's a New Zealand. Do you see New Zealandish translation agency, Pactrand, and they have a very nice graphic on their website. You see the long bar here at the side. 5 ways to a mega freelance translator salary. Yeah. So the the idea is, how can you make more than 100,000 euros a year by being a translator? And there are 5 different ways. The first way is to go hell for leather. So to really work a lot, yeah. To charge low rates with a mammoth workload, working long hours at low rates with low quality for agency clients. Yeah. If you do this, you will, if you break it down, make more than 100,000 dollars a year. Second one is work like a dog. Difference here is the quality is high. You still work for agency clients. Your rates are a bit higher, yeah. But you work really, really massive hours. Yeah, this is what many translators also do. Yeah. 2 alternative ways are to save on the cost of living. Yeah, to live somewhere real cheap. Still work long hours and have a massive output, but don't have much cost of living. So you don't really mind if you just earn, say, half of it because you don't have so many costs. Yeah. Way number 4 is relax in paradise. So the difference here is they work more for direct clients, offering high quality, asking high rates, working not many hours, and still earning a lot of money. Yeah, that's also a cool way. And the last way, go for gold. And this is actually something we are all dreaming of. Work for direct clients, providing very high quality, charging very high rates, working moderate hours, and the output needn't be that high either per hour because your rates are good. Yeah. And the comparison of the methods, it's quite revealing. It was quite revealing to me. And if you're honest, we are somewhere between the work like a dog. This is the agency part. When you work for agencies, it's more like working like a dog, with low rates but lots of work. Yeah, you get lots of words you have to translate every day, and this by the sheer volume, yeah, you can make a living of it. This is actually a big part of our way and the Go for Gold way. We are also successful with that. I would say like 30% of our turnover comes from Go for Gold, like working for direct clients, charging higher rates. And this is, every time I'm talking about this, it's actually clear to me that we should invest more time into making this part bigger. Yeah. And for all those starting out, I think a mix is good. In German, we have this nice saying, it's our working for agencies is our bread and butter business. So I can make sure I can buy bread and butter for my kids just from the work that comes in from agencies, but the pay is no good or not so good. And the direct clients, of course, they are more demanding, but they are very true souls, and it's a nice way of cooperation. So it's definitely something you should all strive for, getting some direct clients. Okay, for us, this looks like this. We translate like 3 million words per year, cooperating with 30 talented translators all over the world. And we have like 300 happy clients worldwide. Of course, the 300 is a figure from past, I don't know, 20 years. Yeah, so it's not like working for 300 people at the same time. Yeah. Tip from me: it is always worth summing up your output. I just had a very nice talk yesterday with a lady who also wanted to have a private chat with me, and she was pretty new to the business. But what she did, people had always asked her for references, and it is hard if you start out. But if you put something like, I have translated 130,000 words, yeah, from Danish last year, it is impressive to a client, because the client usually doesn't know that this is like 3 months work. Yeah, you can create very big figures by adding up your words, and this will impress anyone. If you say like this, yeah, 3 million words per year. Of course, it's between 6 translators, yeah, and add it up for a whole year. But yeah, hell, it's 3 million. Yeah, which is cool. So look out for numbers and figures and facts that you can, as we say in German, throw around the ears of your clients. Yeah, just tell them, go out with it. Yeah. How did we get there to translating 3 million words a year? Yeah, of course, it wasn't just this one simple email I sent on the 12th of August in 2002. Yeah, there was hard work, of course. There was perfectionism. Yeah, there was authentic marketing. Yeah, authentic also means just be yourself. Yeah, don't worry. I mean, I put on some lipstick today, yeah, just for you. But if anyone saw the video I posted yesterday in the group, I was just outside, yeah, walking. I was thinking about what we're doing today. I was feeling happy. I was feeling inspired, and I just took my phone and recorded a video. Of course, I knew that I looked old, that I looked wrinkly, yeah. But I didn't care, you know. I just posted it and said, okay, you will never be able to reduplicate this feeling, yeah. If you're just in the mood, then do it, yeah. Go out with it. We've always been willing to learn. CAT tools was a big point for me. I hated them. I still hate them, but I know that I can't do without. What I did, I have 2 wonderful, or 3, 4 wonderful people who do the CAT tool part for me. So I don't have to work so much with it myself. But if you're a full-time translator, I think you won't get around it. And I must say, honestly, we have a couple of translators who help us with German into English, and some of them refuse to work with Trados, and of course they don't get many jobs because our clients want it. Yeah, so if you want to get lots of jobs, you have to offer all the opportunities, and you have to master all the tools that your clients require. There's no way around it. There were tears sometimes. I'm also open about it and frank. You wouldn't believe how much I cried in the first years. Whenever a client got back to me and had some negative feedback, the worst you can get is, oh, it sounded like a Google translation. Yeah, I hate this. I really hate this. I think every one of you hates this sentence, and most of you will have heard it. Yeah. of some client who doesn't speak a word of German and telling you that your translation sounds like Google. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, I cry. Yeah, I don't cry anymore because I have learned how to communicate with the client, talk to them, and say, listen, let's have a look. Yeah, I'll show you the Google translation, and I'll show you my translation, and we can figure out the difference quite quickly. Yeah. But most of the time there has been joy and always a huge amount of love for what we do. And I think this is most important, as we said before. Yeah. These are usually the arguments that we use when contacting agency clients. I think it is important that you have a language degree. Some of our team members also have degrees in economics, marketing, cultural studies, whatever. When I hire translators for jobs, I really like it when they, for example, when they say, I also get a medical diploma, or I have a master's in business, whatever, because then I know they know their trade as well. Not only translation, but they have some additional knowledge. So if you have something like that up your sleeve, always communicate it. Yeah. Yeah, we have an experienced in-house team of translators, proofreaders, and project managers. I think the proofreading part is important. Also, as a tip to you, if you, it will come later again, but if you have a chance to team up with someone, so you can offer TEP service, yeah, not just translation, but you can offer translation, editing, and proof. It will raise your status with the agencies tremendously. Yeah, they love getting the full package without having to worry about anything. Excellent international references. We talked about this before. Collect anything you get. Content management systems. This is basically Trados and CAT tools. My experience is if you tell to direct clients we work with Trados, they have no idea whatsoever what this is, what it does, what's their use of it, or what's their benefit from it. Yeah, explain to your clients, not just say I work with CAT tools. Yeah, what's CAT? Yeah, furry animal. Yeah, and outline all the really detail it down. Yeah, 10 little points. What's the client's benefit of you working with Trados? Tell them. Yeah, we have a high creative potential. I think this is also a good point. I think most of you have this. So you can not only translate. I think most of you are perfectly able to write a blog post from a briefing, for example. Offer this to your clients. Yeah, they will be happy to know someone who can write in German, Italian, Japanese, whatever. Yeah, because they are not able to do this. Yeah, we have in-house editing services. Important point, like with the TEP I just said before. We always deliver on time, never be late, and we complete our jobs speedily and also send out proposals as quickly as possible. Yeah, so I can't read my secrets now here because I have that bar on top of it. I can shift. Very good. So this leads us to secret number 5, reliability. Yeah, if you are always the quickest one to answer, you will the one who gets most jobs. It's as easy as that, because many project managers, they don't care about who replies. They just want to get the job off their desk. Yeah. So in the beginning, I set myself a goal. I always wanted to reply within 30 minutes. Nowadays, it's more difficult because we're always so full with work that sometimes. But I have a project manager, Marlene, who takes care of that. Yeah. Very, very, very important. Ensure, here she is, yeah, Marlene. Switch back on, I just talked about you. Ensure absolutely reliable delivery. Always 100%, no matter what happens. And if something happens, communicate it, be open about it. Yeah. I have had translators who couldn't deliver their translation because their cat fell down the stairs. Yeah. Of course, I understood. Yeah. But I wanted them to offer a solution to me. Yeah. If they tell me, okay, I can't deliver now, but I will send you the 90% finished translation. It's better for me than to get nothing. Yeah. Say that your cat just fell down the stairs, you can't deliver, but you will deliver what you got ready at this very point. Yeah. and then offer a solution and say, maybe you can send it to someone else and have another translator finish it, and I will even cover the cost, whatever. Yeah, but be proactive about solutions. Yeah. Stick to your deadlines, always. Even better, and this will make you shine in the eyes of the clients. At the beginning, when I still had the time, I always set myself the goal, I want to deliver 1 hour early. Yeah, so if the deadline was 12, I wanted to deliver at 11. And of course, clients noticed, yeah, they appreciated it. They liked working with me because they knew our German efficiency, yeah, German punctuality. And even if you're not German, it has a good effect on your client. My bonus tip, and I'm very happy that 2 of the participants who took part in my last webinar, they've already taken this to heart and communicated just this very thing to their clients. You are the knight in shining armor in the holiday season. So no matter if it's the summer holidays or Christmas holidays, if you are the ones who are available at that critical time for any agency, yeah, it's hard for us as well. We know exactly we will have a very hard time finding a translator over Christmas. So just imagine you are the one translator who has written the first note in October, another one at the end of November, and another one 2 days before Christmas, telling your agencies, whenever you have troubles filling or just assigning the jobs that come in over Christmas, I will be there. Yeah, I can help. Also over the holiday season, most of the agencies have real trouble assigning their work because their regular translators are on holiday. And if you fill the gap there, maybe you will be thrown out when the regular translator is back, but you have work, you know, and you have your foot in the door. And no worries, you won't need to do this forever. Yeah, maybe I did this for the first 5 years. Then I realized, and this really pulled me down. Then I realized that I had spent one Christmas, the whole Christmas, 24th in Germany, 25th and 26th of December, translating a brochure for for the tower. I was really proud that I was the one who translated the brochure for the tower. Whenever I'm there, I always pick one and go to the lady at the desk and say, do you know that I translated that? And she doesn't care at all. All the time she's like, uh-huh. But to me, it means the world to me. So I did this on the 25th, 26th, 27th of December. I sent it to the client as agreed on the evening of the 27th. And then I got an email on the 5th of February, client coming back with feedback on this translation. So she had looked at it in February. So I was really asking myself, why the hell did I have to spend my Christmas time translating this fucking brochure and to get back to me with feedback on the 5th of February? Yeah. So what I learned from this is it's always worth asking your client if they really need it on the 27th of December, or if they just set this date because they would then go on holiday and only return on the 15th of January and they want it in their postbox when they come back. And most of the time, the answer is, oh yeah, 15th of January would be fine as well. Yeah. So always ask, communicate. Yeah. There's so much power in it. Okay. Secret number 6. Now it's about the quality of your translation, accuracy. One thing I always teach all the new translators who want to work for me, always copy and paste names and numbers. Always, because there's so much you can do wrong and so easy just to copy it over. Yeah. Always run a spell check. Always read your own text twice. Very important. Reading it for the second time just takes like 10 minutes. Yeah, because you know it all. But I can assure you, you will find 2 mistakes. You will. And if you hadn't read it, you wouldn't have spotted them. Yeah. Compare the source text and the target text. I don't know what your clients demand. Our clients often have this in like their TEP service. They want us to read, yeah, just editing, yeah, source text, target text, if time and budget permits. I have come to the conclusion that I won't do this for free anymore, that I will charge my clients and say, okay, this is a different kind of service than just simple proofreading. It's editing, and it will cost, yeah. And you are well advised, if you build a proofreading network, just cooperate, team up with colleagues, because then you can offer your clients like the TEP or proofread service, which they will appreciate very much. Genau. Secret number 7. I think this is what I value very highly with anyone I work with, if they take ownership of what they do. Make every project your own baby, yeah? Do everything to make it shine. Ask when you have questions, yeah? Don't just say, oh, the client will be unnerved if I get back to him, or no, it shows your commitment, yeah? Also let your client know when you notice something strange. Just a couple of days ago, I had a translation of like a presentation that the client had been holding for, I don't know, the 20th time, yeah? And they had changed the date on the first 5 slides, but on the 10th slide, it still said November 2021, yeah? Spotted this, I told the client, yeah? I didn't just, if you just leave it, it's the worst you can do. If you change it without telling the client, it is nice of you, but maybe he has 7 other presentations that he hasn't thought about changing the date in, yeah? So tell them if you found something, yeah? And also proactively approach your client when you have ideas. For example, it happened to me quite a lot of times. I have to translate things into German from English, where the English product name simply doesn't work in German, yeah, and then I don't just translate it. So the worst time, the worst thing I had was a child seat, for a car seat for children. It was called top seat, nice word in English, yeah, toddler, like nice little boy or girl. In German, tot means dead. Yeah, so it's the death seat. No, I wouldn't put my child in there, definitely not. This case was really sad because I told the client, and they didn't change the name. Yeah, I mean, I delivered my translation. I never checked if top seat was successful in Germany. I bet not. Yeah. Or we had the same with body mist. I keep forgetting the word as well. Mist in German is
dung, manure.
Thank you, Richard. Again, I would have said shit, but this is probably a too strong a word, but not a nice word association. And then I had to translate a nice package for a cream, and it said like, scrub your arms with body mist. Yeah, it just doesn't make sense in German. Yeah, you just can't do this. Yeah, and it's also one of the reasons why the Rolls-Royce Sylva Mist never went to success in Germany. Yeah, because nobody wants to drive through silver dung, as you said. Okay, but I'm sure you've all experienced cases like this, and not for the top seat, it didn't work, but for all the others, they were really happy. I told them, and it often led to the fact that they didn't see just the translator in me, but they started consulting me for their advertising questions, which actually led to the fact that I don't run a translation agency only today, but also quite a cool advertising agency. Yeah, so I have grown with it. Okay. Establish personal relationships to your clients. People have always been telling me it's not possible if you only communicate via email. Of course it is. Yeah. Ask 20 questions. What's the weather like in Britain? We use nice formulas for saying goodbye, yeah, just like regards from sunny Germany, or yeah, it's rainy over there. The weather is always a good thing to talk about, especially if it's between different countries, because people will be interested. What's the weather like in Germany? Yeah. What I really like doing, I like telling my clients that I enjoyed this job, because it will tell them much more than you enjoyed the job. It will tell them, yes, you did it well. Yeah. I even like to thank my clients for sending me this job. Yeah, it's like sharing the feelings of joy and thankfulness is one of the strongest things you can do in life in general, and it also works with the clients. Yeah, and this way of actively communicating with the project managers has resulted in the fact that many project managers have actually taken us with them when they went to different agencies, went to work with new companies. Yeah, and so we have increased our client base just by getting or communicating, establishing good relationships with our project managers and clients. So this was secret number 8. We're still missing secret number 1. And I have kept this for last because it's really the most important thing. I think you all know this, but I still want to emphasize this again. Only, ever, only translate into your mother tongue. Yeah. Never be tempted if someone asks you, hey, Sylva, could you translate into English? No, I won't do that. Of course, I can help him, yeah, because I have a wonderful network of English native speakers like Richard, yeah, who I will ask if I have a client who needs a translation into English. So this is actually a very valuable tip for yourself as well. Never turn a job down, but always look for a solution how you can help your client. Yeah. And I think this is something you have to be aware of, that this is your biggest secret. The biggest asset you have is your mother tongue. I'm saying this because I have been trapped into this as well. You know, I'm German. Then I studied English. I lived in London. Yeah, I was so proud of my English. You know, that I went out and telling everybody, I can speak English. Yeah, I can write English. Yeah, I'm good at English. Good English at English. I don't know. Doesn't matter. But then I came to realize that the people who I want to work for are English companies who need their stuff in German. Yeah, so my asset is German. Speaking English is just a tool. It's just a vehicle. Yeah, but my asset is German. So all of you on this big screen I have here, yeah, your asset is your mother tongue. This is what makes you special in the eyes of your client, even if in your own eyes, what makes you special is all the other languages you speak. Yeah, and if you cultivate that, what have I done now? Okay. Oh my God, I think I did something on the whiteboard. Do you see the scribbles here on my screen? They won't go away. I don't know how to. Yeah, this is just my energy. Okay, you have to bear with that for the remaining, and unless Richard or someone else has a.
Yeah, it's good. Idea. I think leave it. I think add something special. I think it's cool.
Okay, how did you do that? Hair? Okay, it's done. So we are working magic. We even have kids here in this round, and this is beautiful. Hi, Anna's kids. Hello. Oh, I love this when kids are in the round. They always make it all much happier. Cool. Okay. So love your language. Cultivate your language skills. My favorite way of it is reading. Yeah, I love reading English books and I love reading German books. I cannot read translated books because I always spot the mistakes. I hate this. I think this is something most of you will share an experience. Yeah, I always have to read the original. Make sure your language skills are absolutely perfect. Yeah. Also be aware of typical mistakes in false friends, which is particularly hard for people who don't live in their home country. I have lots of English friends here in Germany, like my friend Jack. He always says, call me on my handy. Do you all know what handy is? It's the German word for mobile phone. Yeah. Yes. I don't know if any British person would actually say that. Call me on my handy. Would you? No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. You wouldn't understand probably. But if I had Jack translate a text into English and he would write my handy number is, or just state give your handy number, it's not proper English. Yeah. So especially if you live outside of your home country, make sure you always stay up to date with the current development. And if you moved away like 20 years ago when there were no handies, yeah, no mobile phones, you have to make sure you know what a native would say. Yeah. Excel in writing. Yeah, writing naturally, hone your writing skills. Yeah, so this is something I always work on and I enjoy working on. And I think it's also important to know all the rules in your mother tongue. Stick to them when necessary. Happily break them when you feel it's right. Yeah, I once did this post on LinkedIn. Let's stick to the rules when necessary, and let's happily break them when it achieves a desired effect. But let's never break rules just because you didn't know better or couldn't be bothered to check. And I think this is what every client must expect from you as a translator, that you guarantee that your text is flawless. Yeah? Okay. Considering the finding that your mother tongue is what makes you special, what follows from this for your services? And this is important. Clients who are interested in your mother tongue, yeah? For me, this would be German. Where do I find them? Definitely not in Germany, yeah? Because all the people in Germany, they speak German. But I find them in my target language market. And this is actually, when someone asks me for the secret of my success, I would always say, all the other translators in Germany opened an office in the nearest city center, yeah, and said, I translate into English and Portuguese. What I did, I had my laptop, I sent out an email to British agencies and told them I can help you translate into German. Yeah, so it's really, really important for each of you. Yeah, look for clients in the market of your target language. Yeah, and this, of course, applies to everything you do. It applies to your LinkedIn profile. Yeah, you wouldn't believe how many translators profiles I have checked in the last, I don't know, 2 months, because I have like building up a massive followership from translators all over the world. And they say, okay, they translate from English into French, yeah, which would mean they are French, but their profile, they will have to need to find French clients, but their profile is in English. Yeah, so think about this. Check your own profile. Yeah, what's your profile language? Is it the right language for your clients who are interested in your mother tongue? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Then the other point is what we've just said before, that in your home market, yeah, for me, this would be Germany. Of course, I have clients in Germany, but they are not interested in my German skills, but in my English skills. And what I do, I don't send them away, but I say, okay, give me your text, I will help you. Then I send the text to Richard, yeah, Richard translates it, and I will give it to the client, and I will charge him double the rate that Richard charged me. Almost. Yeah, not quite, but of course.
You're very fair. You're very fair.
But this is how agencies work. This is what agencies do. Yeah, maybe not double the price, but they make 18 cents out of 11. Yeah, and so you have earned 7 cents per word without actually doing anything which is not correct, because you sent the text to the translator, you had to build up the network, it was hard work finding the client, you had to go to dozens of network meetings to actually get this client. So the 7 cents are hard work, but it's different kind of work than sitting there and typing. Yeah, and it's more scalable, definitely more scalable. Yeah. Okay, so take this opportunity, find a partner who can help, higher rates are possible because you will find direct clients more easily in your home market. Yeah. Is it confusing, or do you all understand what I mean? Yeah. Home market, target market, home. Yeah. Source language, target language. It's interesting thinking this through and making the right conclusions for yourself. So secret number 9, work with partners, yeah, for translations into your source language, for proofreading, for translations into other languages if clients ask you. So we do translations into Czech, into Italian, into Polish, into Russian, into Chinese, yeah. So this is where you start becoming an agency. And each of you can become a boutique agency, yeah, if you want to. It's easily earned money, easier than typing every single letter for yourself. Yeah. You can also team up with a search engine optimization specialist. It's also you have to find out what your clients need, what they need your translation for. Yeah. If most of your clients need your translation for their website, think about what additional services you could offer also with partners. And if we say, if a client comes to us and says, can you translate this website into German? And if we offer them, would you want someone, a real professional, checking if your SEO works in German? No one has turned down this offer yet. Yeah, so there's so many things you can top or you offer on top. You can also team up with copywriters. You can team up with technical experts who, for example, set up the Facebook marketing campaign. You can offer the whole social media marketing in your target country. You can offer market research. Yeah. So there's lots of ideas what you can do and what services you can add to being just a translator. Yeah. For example, I love copywriting, so I'm also a member of the German Copywriters Association. I am just ghostwriting 2 books in German, yeah, but remember, German is my biggest asset. Yeah, English is just a vehicle, just a tool. I know lots of translators who offer additional services with graphic design, especially now that the market for social media is booming. Many clients do their visuals in Canva, and if you say, I can deliver you the finalized visual with the right words, yeah, it's a real cool service, and the client will stop asking for your rate per word. They will ask, what does it cost? And you can say, okay, the visual with the right words costs 100 euros. And they will happily say yes, even if there were just like 7 words on it. Yeah, it would have been a minimum rate or minimum charge of 15 euros normally. Yeah, but you can make it 100 if you say, I will deliver you the package. Yeah. I think social media marketing, writing blog posts, it's a very big field where all of us have big skills that we can put to good use. Is there anything you can add? Would be nice. Yeah, just write it in the chat. Maybe what you have had good experiences with, what you add as additional services to translations. There's so much all of us can do. Maybe it's a good time for me to actually check chat. Yeah, search engines. Oh, yeah, connecting. Yeah, okay. Yeah, you're doing right. This is what we're here for. Yes. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So if you have some cool service you would like to add, just post it in the chat, and there will be a chat protocol, and I can see it. For us, this looks like this. Yeah. So we offer translations, marketing concept, adaptations, localizations, market research in Germany, public relations, copywriting, social equity ads, social media marketing, search engine optimization, lots of things. And the good thing is, people don't ask for the rate per word. Always remember this. Yeah. Your goal must be to charge project rates for the project. Yeah. Yeah, little bonus secret. When you ask me how to market yourself as a translator, my biggest learning is that marketing is much more about personal development than you might think. Most translators I know have become translators partly for the reason that it's a very nice job where you can hide yourself behind your screen. Yeah, you needn't go out, you can sit in your home office, you don't really need to talk to people, you get your jobs in by email. And then I come and say, present yourself on LinkedIn, for example. And they say, no, I won't do this. Yeah, I have a profile there. I read what all the other people write, but I would never post anything about myself. Why not? Yeah, why not? Just do it. Yeah. This is one thing. Don't be afraid to show yourself. Don't be afraid to tell your stories, because all of you have wonderful stories every day. And don't be afraid to grow. I think if you want to be successful as a translator, you're always also an entrepreneur. You have to start thinking entrepreneurial, which includes working on your money mindset, which is a hard part. I'm just going through this process myself. I started with this about 6 months ago. And if I told you what happened to me today, you wouldn't believe me. I don't know if I'm telling you. You might think I'm crazy, but it's been so cool. I will tell you. I've been working on my money mindset for 6 months now. I have totally restructured the way I make offers to my clients, not only in the translation business, yeah, and mainly in the advertising agency business. I have worked with 2 coaches who have showed me how to do offers in a better way than I did for the past 20 years. I hesitated of writing those offers for at least, I procrastinated, yeah, really like for weeks, months, yeah. I had it already in my mind in March, but I didn't get it out. And now I'm going to Venice next week, and I knew I have to do this before. I can't keep the customers waiting for longer. And I sat down at the weekend and I penned down my new offers, as I call them, yeah, the new way of making offers. Sent them out on Tuesday and Wednesday. And today I talked to the 3 clients I had sent offers to. All 3 of them said yes, all 3 of them. And I have 3, how do you say that? I got 3 big yes, we want to do this from our clients. I'm telling you the total worth of it. You will all fall off your chairs. I almost fell off my chair when I added it up. Today, I got yeses from my clients worth 24,300 euros. It's really, it sounds like crazy, yeah? But it happened because I had changed my money mindset like 6 months ago, and I started thinking in different directions. I stopped thinking, oh, I can't do that. I'm too expensive. What will happen? Yeah. I started thinking, what is the value the client has from this service I offer him? And this is what happened today. So maybe that's why I'm like even fuller of energy today than usually. But I'm telling you this to show you it's possible. I mean, yeah, I'm a translator, as all of you are. Okay. So, bonus secret number 2, stay true to yourself and tell your story every day. This was a very nice sign my hairdresser had put up in their window. It's in German and it says, let's today write the stories we're going to tell tomorrow. Like the one I've just told you. I'm sure I will tell this story in the future because it has influenced me, yeah? And at the end of the day, it's all about stories, it's all about people, and it's all about trust. And trust is instilled in people by the feeling that they know you, yeah? And if they want people to feel they know you, you can tell your story, yeah? Like this was one of the first stories I ever told. This was the first email I actually sent out to back in 2000 and something. Bridging the gap between English and German. That's really me doing the splits in a in a gent. Everybody says, "Oh, did you clean it all before?" No, I didn't. I just did it, and I used the picture. I didn't care. I just sent it out, and it brought me, quite some clients. And I wrote some crazy text to go with it. Yeah. I don't even know if it's correct English, but I just sent it out because I just felt like doing so, and I did it. Yeah, and it felt like fun, and it was cool, and yeah, it worked. It worked because it was me. Yeah, maybe this wouldn't work for you, but if you write your text, then it will work for you as well. Never think, what will the other think? Would it be okay? What would my mother say? Yeah, never do this. So, summing it all up, how to market yourself as a translator, how to make sure you stand out from the flood of translator applications agencies and companies get every day. I said like 5 to 10 every day in our case. And we're a small agency. Yeah, I can imagine that with big agencies, it's like hundreds every day. People always ask, do I need my own website as a freelance translator? Honestly, no. I would say no. If you have a cool LinkedIn profile, cool Facebook profile, I think this is much more important nowadays. I would have said yes like 2 years ago, but nowadays I think the profile on social media is more important. What I think is important is a professional domain for the professional email address. I know many translators who just have a Gmail address. I would strongly advise you to just if you have a domain like, I don't know, Louise Translations, whatever, yeah, you will make a professional impression. And it costs like in Germany like €1 a month to just have the domain and one email address to go with it. And once you have it and you feel like it, of course you can set up a website, but I would never start or wait until I started my translator business until I have a website ready made for say €5,000. Yeah, it's not worth it. Rather invest in your LinkedIn profile. Platforms and groups, I think they're very useful if you want to share some ideas in the chat, which groups you like using. If you want to share this with the others, I think we don't take away the jobs from each other because we work in so many different language combinations. Of course, there is pros. Of course, there are lots of groups on LinkedIn, also on Facebook. It's always worthwhile exploring these. Email marketing, I think it's very important because email is still one of the most frequent channels that agencies communicate with their clients. I can recommend you this book. I won't get commission on this, but I really like it. It's by Pavel Elin. I found him on LinkedIn as well. He's published a book on effective email marketing for freelance linguists. If you read this and apply all of his tips, you will never have to worry about anything anymore. It's all in there. And then we come to the social media part. I would like to show you something because we're lucky enough to have him here today. And I didn't build this in Keith because I knew you would be coming, but I had this in the last presentation as well because I really like your profile. And I can only strongly recommend all of you subscribe to Keith and look at what he did or what he has done for the past, I don't know, month. Yeah. And just try to figure out the way he did it. Maybe Keith, when you're here, just unmute yourself and would you share some of your secrets with you? I think you're just yourself, aren't you?
Yes, basically. I mean, I've had feedback, unsolicited feedback that says that what people appreciate about me is that I'm genuine. And I think that's very important if you want to give people an idea of who you are. I mean, this is what I was thinking of. This is the importance of curating and leveraging an online presence. Because when you apply to agencies, agencies get lots of applications from people with similar qualifications. So they look for the person behind the CV. And obviously, if you're a translator, your main social business identity is probably going to be LinkedIn. And I think LinkedIn should do two things. So it should show who you are as a person and should show what you do. And it's amazing how many people forget either one or the other of those things when they post. And saying what you do should go further than just putting it on your profile. You should post as regularly as you feel comfortable doing about things that interest you, that you find passionate, and about what you do for a living, what you can offer people. if possible, combine the two. Like post something at a topic that interests you and then link it to your translation services. Because that way people will think, you're interested in something, you're a person with depth, and you're interested in what you do, you love your job, and therefore you'll do a better job at it. So that's my strategy. I
couldn't have wrapped it up any nicer than you did. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I loved it. Thanks so much. And you see, I'm really happy that I'm seeing Keith here, but I'm also happy I'm seeing Richard, yeah. But I actually know both of them only from LinkedIn, yeah. And it feels like we're friends, yeah. So with Richard, actually, we are talking about very private things, yeah. And it's just it is possible to establish this on LinkedIn, yeah.
It is definitely. Shall I have a few words now?
Yeah,
okay?
Sure.
Well, hi everyone. Thanks very much for coming tonight. I actually did a talk myself 2 weeks ago, and it's great to be part of this one, you know, and I think we have so much overlap, me and Sylva. We're not only in the same country, and we do share quite a lot about, you know, both have kids. She has 4, I have 2, but yeah, I regard her as a friend, and I hope we're going to meet in the next few months. She's in east of Germany, I'm in Dusseldorf, but basically a lot of what she said is really hits nail on the head. I didn't cover exactly the same thing because my talk was on direct clients, and this is all about agencies, but a lot of things are overlapping. For example, we're all professional translators, 99% of us. We make a living from our, you know, wordsmithing and our language ability. So with that in mind, some people think, how do I stand out? How do I get work if everyone else is doing the same thing? So when you think of that, some people would say, well, I need to get more qualifications like masters and PhD and so on. Now that there's a place for that, and it's not useless. But the point I tried to make in my presentation was, if you have, you know, 5 candidates who are all good translators and one of them is more qualified, if you don't master people skills and how to, you know, make a good first impression and just deal with people in general, interact with people in a positive way, you won't get work. And that is what I firmly believe. And in my experience, I lived in Asia 24 years. I lived very intensely. I went to many events. I met all kinds of people, from ambassadors and, you know, from the bottom to the top. I make it my business actually to go to lots of events which are not translation related, and that's actually a good thing because, you know, you get a real view of society. And okay, my computer stopped playing. Okay, I basically am not a natural extrovert, but I learned to, you know, deal with social things, and so I understand the people who translate and, you know, behind the screen and not naturally, they maybe choose a job because you don't have to mix with people every day. But in a way, like it or not, you have to be a good person, a good social interactor to get success at a certain level, much more with direct clients and agencies. Yeah, ambivert. Yeah, I love that word. I'm an ambivert. So I personally would have 3 days at the coalface without contact, and I'd be fine. And then on Friday, go out with my friends or go to a football match. You know, I like a mix of both. But at the end of the day, we make decisions based on emotion. That's a fact of life. We're all humans. And when we're online, the way you write an email, the way you look on a Zoom call, the way you speak, everything triggers an emotion of some kind. It's intangible. I call it intangibles. These things are important. The examples I give, it's like a job interview. If you have a job interview for 30 minutes, the decision is usually made within the first 30 seconds because it's based on first impression. If the person doesn't get a good first impression, you're probably not going to get the job, no matter how well you do after that. And so I think it's tiny things, and I don't have enough time to go into that much detail now, but I tried to go into detail in my talk. Anyone wants to see it, I can give you a link to what I spoke about. That is important, and I have some ideas. The last point I'll make is my strategy. One strategy I used was actually to outsource some of the marketing work, because in a way we all have to be marketers in a way, as Keith said. You know, you have to have you have to project a certain image, or you have to get people to have a perception of you. And I work with virtual assistants, VAs, and I would ask them to research likely companies and likely markets for me. And again, I won't go into too much detail, but trade shows, you know, there's maybe 50 companies there, and I would ask them to look through the companies, which companies do you think would be a good fit for me, reach out to them before the event, you know, look at the response, and it's kind of like, you know, building up to a better event when you go, because it's not all random. You have something in place, and, you know, there's lots of ideas like that outside the box, which I have. and happy to share them. But yeah, I love what Sylva's doing. We were very much on the same page in these ideas, and if anyone needs help, I think Sylva herself very much happy to help. Thanks for letting me speak. Thanks.
Thanks for having you here, Richard. Yeah, always a pleasure. Yeah, I would like to add one thing to what Keith said. What can I post? Yeah, you spoke about it has to be a good mix between inspiration and knowledge and what makes you special, and also personal stories. You see this little black eye. Yeah, I called it the comic eye. You have to find a good mix of sharing social content, professional content, and the little white. So let's say professional content on LinkedIn. Yeah, on Facebook it's the other way around. On Facebook it's like the social content is the white circle, the smaller black circle is professional content. On LinkedIn the other way around. I would focus on professional content, mixed in some social aspects. I really like the idea of inspirational content, things that move you. Yeah, I have on my phone, I have a notepad, and anytime a thought comes into my mind, like for example, when Richard had a seminar, yeah, you gave me like a little slot for talking. I said something and I got like 3 messages afterwards. I really liked it that you were sitting outside, you know, and this was an inspiration for me. I said, okay, let's turn this into a post. I always sit outside when I'm in Zoom meetings, unless I host them. Yeah. So today I thought it's safer here in the office with big screen. Yeah. But normally I would be sitting in the garden. So this is a post. It's inspiration for others. Yeah. And if you then, as Keith said, succeed in just bringing in a little of translation, just like saying, and sometimes I also translate in the garden. Yeah. People will know, oh, she's a translator. Okay. Yeah. Or just mix in like a funny German name of a tree or whatever, yeah? So that they get the message, oh, she's a translator, but you don't always say, I'm a translator, I'm a translator. No, I'm sitting in the garden, yeah? I'm doing Zoom meetings in the garden. Something that describes you as a person, yeah? I'm really the outdoors person. Sylva, my name Sylva, means forest, actually, yes? I think if we have Romanian people in here or any of the Roman language family, Sylva is, yeah, forest. I'm the forest girl, the fairy from the forest. And the last point, you see there are 3 little circles, social content, professional content, and the little white one is the call to action content. And don't forget that. Don't forget that, because otherwise you only post and post and post, but say once a month, unless you post only once a month, yeah? But say you do it right and post like 3 to 5 times a week, once a month. Offer something to your clients. Yeah, say there's a special offer this week. Yeah, with the search engine optimization at a special rate. Just get in touch. Something. Yeah, make up something so that you really urge people and tell them what to do. Yeah, it's called call to action because you call them to action. Not just say there's a special offer, but tell them, please write me an email so I can offer it to you. Yeah, be very clear and only give them like one thing they have to do. One call to action. Don't forget that. Most people forget about this. They write a wonderful post but never get money out of this. And the money comes from making the offer. That's the important point. Okay. So 3 steps you can take tomorrow. I hope I inspired you. Yeah. If you ever happen to have nothing to do, and if it's just like 10 minutes a day, invest in marketing yourself, promoting yourself. Yeah. Look for 20 new contacts on LinkedIn. Yeah. Don't just look inside the translator bubble. This is really important. Yeah. Most of the translators I know have thousands of contacts of other translators. We are a really nice crowd. Yeah. But we won't really earn much money from working with each other. Yeah, we want to earn money from working with clients. So you have to be sure who are my clients and look for maybe not CEOs, but for example, I like looking for marketing managers EMEA region. Yeah, for example, just or look for museum directors. Yeah, if you say I'm interested in cultural translations, like team up with, connect with museum people. And of course, if you're prof, don't spam them with a sales pitch in your first message. Never, ever, never, ever. Yeah, just connect. And if your profile is good and you tell stories, you will build trust. Yeah, and this is the secret. This is how it works. It's as easy as that. Yeah. Then write up some mini stories with added value for your clients that you can post during this week. Yeah, what I just said, I'm sitting in the garden doing Zoom meetings in the garden. My story. Yeah, you all can write. You all can write in the language of your target audience. Yeah, and then LinkedIn is much more about interaction than about actually posting. So all the people who are still a bit afraid of, what shall I write? Comment. Commenting is cool. Comment on big players. Comment under Keith's Richard's post, for example. Yeah, comment under corporate influencers post. I got like a real cool inquiry because I had posted. I wasn't even aware who I was commenting on, but there is she was like a real corporate influencer, like a very famous Alisa or stuff. I don't even know her name. She was pregnant and standing in the elevator and saying, I'm 38 weeks pregnant and just going to speak at a conference. Yeah, and I was just posting, oh well, I know this. I have 4 kids and I was always working until the very last day. I got 148 likes on this comment. Then I connected with all the people who commented or who liked my comment. Yeah, and I got a real cool job from a Dutch company who want to market their services in Germany from this one comment. That's cool. That's how it works. All I had to write was, I also have 4 kids and I worked until the last day. Well, that's it. Yeah, so nothing fancy. Just do it. Yeah, give it a try. Okay, then we've been very long. Yeah, I said 1 hour. Thanks for bearing with me for 90 minutes now. I just want to share a few thoughts, and I know the same thing will happen to me tonight as well. After the last webinar, I really felt like this. I was so bursting with energy. It was the craziest feeling I've ever had. I said to my daughter, really, if I was your horse, I would be galloping 30 rounds on the racetrack right now. I was really feeling like that, yeah? And then there was a thunderstorm outside. No joking. I really said to my husband, this is me causing the flashes. It's me, yeah? So it was really amazing. And one translator wrote back to me, you know what this was? This was all the energy like bouncing back on you, yeah, from the 60 people you talked to, and this is it was just a wonderful feeling, and it's been inspiring ever since. And the feedback I got from the last workshop was really amazing. So lots of people I've had, my message box was full, yeah, and people have written me what they did after the workshop, and it would make me really happy if you wrote me tomorrow, hey, you know what I did? I commented on LinkedIn, yeah. I published my first post, and this is what people wrote me after the last workshop. Some of them have written their very first email to direct clients and have received their first direct job, yeah, just after listening to this. All of them, like you today, have connected with an inspiring crowd of incredible fellow translators from all over, not all over Europe, from all over the world, we can say today. Yes. Some of them got back to me and said, hey, you know what? I sat down after the webinar, I designed a new logo for my company. Yeah. Some of them have teamed up with others and they offer proofreading services now or new language combinations to their client because they said, hey, I met a translator from French into Italian the other way around than I work, and we've teamed up and now we can both offer proofreading services for both languages. Yeah. Many of them have rewritten their LinkedIn profile, yeah, to finally reach the right target market. So many of them have changed the language of their profile, yeah, just because I said, think of where are your clients, yeah, and connected with tens of new contacts within just a couple of days. And Richard, he was inspired actually to host a workshop of his own hunting and hustling direct clients. He even outdid my first one, so he had like 200 registration right at first strike. I was a bit jealous, but then I was just happy for him because.
No, I had a bit of help from the VAs, but that's another story. But we're both doing great, so yeah, there's room for both of us, isn't there?
But maybe I would like to. You opened a Facebook group, Richard, right? It's called Hunting and Hustling Direct Clients on Facebook. I
did. I can try and find the link now, and people can also ask me if I don't have it. And you have a group in LinkedIn, don't you, Sylva? You have a group. You have the group on LinkedIn.
I do have a group on LinkedIn. Yeah, sure. I do. I will tell this in a minute. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I'm gonna put the link in the group now. Yes. Thank you for reminding me.
Yeah, that would be good. Okay. Of course. Yeah. I mean, well, once we're talking about groups, I just skipped a few slides. I set up a LinkedIn group. Fully booked translators. Many of you are a member already. Yeah, this is use this as your platform. Yeah, whenever you share a learning, a win, an idea, you got an inspiration, a cool tip for the others. Just it's not my platform. Yeah, it's ours. Yeah, everyone can write in it. I think it's a real cool movement that we have actually created there. I don't know, Marlene, if you've already did it, posted the link in the chat again. Yes, yeah, thanks a lot. I also have a very nice assistant, and she's not only virtual, she's real, made from flesh and blood. Well, yours as well, but I see her every day in my office.
Yeah. I wish I did.
But yours were very nice as well. You were from the Philippines, wasn't she?
They're very good. They're like I talked to literally 100 people before I found them, and they were like the cream of the crop. I'm very grateful to have them, and they did a great job, as you can see. Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, just wanted to tell you what happened to me. Yeah, I have really been bursting with energy for the next few days. I got loads of comments and hundreds of messages in my inbox. I received dozens of inquiries from people who missed the first workshop, and many of them are in the second one now. Let's see if there will be a third one, not before the summer, I think, maybe in autumn. And I have had, it's more than 7 now, actually, very inspiring one-to-one talks with translators who actually asked me, can we have a private chat? If you would like to talk to me as well, we have here. I have reserved like a few slots in Calendly, which is a real cool tool. I don't know if it works. If you click on that, you could try that. You should be directed into my calendar where you can like reserve some 30-minute talks. I reserved just 2 slots tomorrow because I will then be going to Venice, as I said. I'll be back on the 17th, so there are more slots the week after. If you want to talk, or you just send me an email. This would also be possible at sylva@sternkopf.biz. And I would just like to make a little offer to you, if you like. So anyone who's inspired now and says, yes, I want to go for it, just send me your email text that you use for applying to clients. Yeah, I think all of the translators have like a proposition text that they usually send out to new clients, to agencies. If you just send it to me, I will take my time to offer you some feedback. Maybe not tomorrow, and I will be gone for the next week, but I will definitely get back to you. Yeah. So if you send me your email by tomorrow, I'll be happy to be in touch and give you my honest feedback as an agency owner. How I would perceive this email, yeah, what it would make with me or do with me. Okay. Yeah, and about things that happened to me, I have also decided to take up my mentoring program again, which I did like years before with a university student, and I'm probably going to start with a small group in September. So if you're interested, just message or email me, and then I would really inspire you to actually try a post on LinkedIn. So if you have a learning from today, just post something. What was your greatest inspiration today? Would be nice if you tag me, because this is what it's all about, networking, building up connections. And I also invented our own hashtag, fully booked translators. And if we all use this all the time we post something on that, I think the movement which has already been created could grow and be something, or develop into something really cool for all of us. Okay, that was, I thank you so much for listening to me for, oh my God, almost 2 hours. Okay, you must be all hungry. But if you like, ask me anything. I don't know, Marlene, if you have, or if you just raise your hand, this is a very good idea. And because, Matthias, did you mean it? You raised your hand? Matthias?
Oh, no, I just did the applause.
Okay.
Okay,
cool. Yeah.
Because thank you, it was really a really good presentation.
Okay, thank you. I'm glad you enjoyed it. So I don't know, Marlene, are there any questions in the chat that we could answer now, or otherwise it's your chance to, I will open the chat now and see. Oh, that's so nice. Oh, from Tanzania. Woohoo. That's cool. So if there are any questions you would like to, okay, there was one about, I hope I can, one question. Someone asked if I would like to work with text from a certain retailer, for example, Nike, how do I find out which translation agency they work with so I can contact them? This is a really good question. And I can tell you that we have had such a list. We call it our wish list, like for Santa Claus, brands I would like to work for, and we have saved it on our computer since 2012. And whenever we have some free slot, we ask ourselves exactly this question, So how do I find out which translation agency works for Nike? It's difficult. I can't give you the answer. Maybe someone else knows how they go about it. You definitely can't call them. I mean, sometimes this is the kind of news that's usually in the business press. So have you ever tried just Googling it? I don't know if it works, but reading the business press, I know that it's full of such things. Nike has found a new localization agency. There is also, do you know Slater? Slater.com newsletter? It's also full of this kind of stuff. And from my experience, it's usually one of the big 10 agencies. There are like RWS, Localize, Lionbridge, what else is there? Vista Tech, they're the big names, and they usually have all the big brands. That's how it works. Because Nike would never come to you because they don't need a translation from English into German. They need hundreds of translations, into 27 languages within 2 days. So they need a big agency. This is nothing any of us can actually fulfill. So reaching out to the big agencies is always a good idea, but then again, you will be one of hundreds of emails they get every day. So you have to make sure you stand out on your LinkedIn profile, for example, or in your email. Just do the splits in a gents and send out this picture to the agencies, and sometimes maybe it will work. For me, it did. Okay. Any more questions? Oh, thank you. Oh, very nice. Yes, cool. But no more questions. No? Might be a good idea to contact them directly. Yes, of course, there is always a marketing manager. I am connected on LinkedIn with the marketing manager of Pinterest. I've even written with them, exchange messages. We just liked each other's content. Of course, I haven't done translations for them yet, but maybe I should make an offer. You can't expect the clients to come to ask you if you offer them something. This is what I told you about with my big success today. I actually made offers to people that you can get storytelling workshop. all of you could provide workshops on something. Think about it. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. So there are many answers in there. Are there any more questions? If not, I would like to thank you so much, really. And I know what I will be doing. I will be galloping around the racetrack for 30 rounds in my garden. I will have to go out. I think I will be running, something like that. And if a little of this energy has been transferred to you and you feel like, yes, I want to do something tomorrow, maybe even now, do it, use this energy. And if you want more, and there you have my contact on LinkedIn. We can arrange a chat one-on-one the week after next week. Yeah. But yeah, I'm really happy I met you all. It was a real cool crowd, and thanks a lot for being there. Okay, then bye bye. Good night.